Check, 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 check. Hello, everybody. It's me. It's your boy, Evan Prince. Spade, you want to come in? You want to say hello or something?
I'm just gonna see if I can use your phone because I need to contact the litter box people.
Yeah, sure. There you go.
Thank you.
Catch up on everybody's chats. How we doing? Welcome, Sato Mars, Panay, Scott's Thinker, Redemption. I'm gonna read all your comments. Michael, Bebopping around, Bees, sup EP. What's up, man? Let me get some lo-fi going on. There we go. So now we can really vibe max. Let me know if it's too loud or anything like that. Morning, what's up? It's evening here, but all the same. Here, Jack 3 video drops this weekend. Are the rumors true? Yes. If by this weekend you mean, I'm trying to figure out a. Okay, I want to be able to hear myself a little bit. If by this weekend you mean this coming Sunday, then yes, the rumors are true. The Jack 3, it was supposed to drop yesterday. Missed the deadline, but it very well should be dropping this Sunday. Same time, 11 Eastern Standard, 11 a.m. Eastern Standard. Yeah, it's good. It's a really fun one. I just finished the campaign for Jack X Combat Racing today. And I'm going to start the script on that one. Maybe tonight, possibly tonight, definitely tomorrow, assuming all goes to plan. So we're going to go straight from Jack 3 into Jack X, and then probably the Lost Frontier right after that. Just finish up the Jack series. Get it done. Got around to watching part 1 of the Starfield video on GFUEL's channel. Yeah, I am overdue for writing on episode 2. He is kicking ass right now. He's kicking my ass because he's getting work done on it, and I need to go put in some time on that, man. Let's go check into some gaming news. See what there is to talk about. Mind's Eye developer confirms layoffs. My mic. Oh, whoops. Check, check, check. There we go. My bad. Yeah, I still gotta replace that. Mic cable. It's a staple of the channel, guys. Come on. Is it really an Evan Prince stream if my mic cable doesn't go out at least once? Jeez, I type in gaming news on Google, and the first two things I see are Mind's Eye developer confirms layoffs and Splitgate 2 developer games announces round of layoffs. What's going on here? Welcome Spyplane. I don't know if I welcomed you, Jefferson Spyplane. Oh, never. Still Wakes the Deep developer, the Chinese room is making layoffs. It's all just layoffs news. It's all layoffs news. That's crazy. Damn. Okay, let's break it down one by one. Mind's Eye developer confirms layoffs. We'll start with that. So that's not super surprising to me. That game was not going to do well. Like months before it was announced, then months and months before it was announced, people were already deciding that they didn't want to play it amid possible nuclear. Yes, Sato, I'm not a political channel. I have thoughts on it. It's all black pill. I'm not gonna black pill. We are here to hang out and try to have some escapism and some white pills. So we're not gonna talk about that. Tips to not lift weights. It's a universal tip. Shadow, you okay there, buddy? Come here. My dog is behind a chair. What is going on with this dog? Yeah, lift weights. It's universal advice for anything related to women. It is a guaranteed help. Believe me. I waited till I was 23 to start lifting weights, and it was way too long. I'm far better off now after several years of lifting weights. It'll fix most of your problems, and I stand by that. Mind's Eye Developer. Yeah, most people had decided long before that game launched that it was going to be bad. And when it came out, I feel like a lot of people were just ready to confirm it and be like, yeah, it was, it didn't do well. It's not what a lot of people were thinking it was going to be. Man, it's just a shame. Because when I was looking at gameplay footage of it, I feel like I could see like what they were going for. I kind of picked up on like the idea and the concept. But it clearly they either didn't have time or budget, or somewhere along the lines the direction got fumbled for the end of the world. It takes time, it takes lifting weights, it takes dedication. That's what I'm gonna say. So when the game came out and it didn't perform, and now they're doing layoffs, I can't say I'm super surprised. I mean, look at Concord. That game crashed and burned due primarily to the art style. So, what are you going to do? At the very least, I feel like most people aren't blaming it on wokeness this time. I feel like most people just think that the game, it was just lackluster. It's kind of uninspired. A lot of the gaming industry is going to suffer with the amount of economic uncertainty these days. A pretty large amount of that uncertainty is tied to the politics in the USA. Well, yeah, that's pretty unavoidable. It's particularly with the AAA industry. There is a lot of, like you said, uncertainty economically. A lot of studios, a lot of producers, a lot of companies are very skittish right now about funding, about greenlighting games, about sending funding. And look, I'm going to try to figure out a way to phrase this empathetically. It's a good thing. Not the economic problems. That's probably not a good thing, but producers giving a second thought before greenlighting a game. As someone who's been playing video games for a really long time, I am really tired of hearing developers and studios say things like, "Oh, screw the audience. We don't care we don't care about gamers." Or like, "We did this for us. We don't care about what the consumer wants. We did this for us. Screw what the audience thinks." I'm really tired of hearing that. I'm very, very tired of hearing that. I don't actually. How about that? Don't screw the audience. How about, I'm concerned if the audience will like this product. Let's get some more of that in. So all of these producers being extremely trepidatious about greenlighting these studios, I think might actually be a good thing. No, I don't want people to lose their jobs. Let's not misconstrue that. That sucks. I've been laid off before. It's brutal. And I'm pretty sure it was for economic reasons. It's brutal. It's hard. I don't want that for people. But I do want this attitude problem to go away. I want the industry and industry insiders to get an attitude adjustment. I'll say that. Evan, will we see another Deus Ex game ever again? Yes, definitively. I'm going on record to say yes, we will. I don't know what it'll look like. I don't know what it'll be. I don't know who's going to do what with it. But we just had Deus Ex's 25th anniversary, I think, maybe. But no IP is going untouched. I will tell you that. Especially as the economy gets more uncertain and developers get more trepidatious about what they greenlight, they are going to be falling back on the intellectual properties that they know that they have. So we're going to see another Deus Ex game. I don't know if it's going to be good, but we're going to see one. I don't know when either. Sometime in the next 10 years, I would say. There's still hope in AA games and indie games? Yes, of course. Especially here recently. Especially here. I actually just sent in a track for an indie game that this guy is working on. Really, really cool stuff. what it really means is pretentious art house snobbery. Like, whoops, mic, check. Like I said, is it really an EVANPRINCE stream if we don't have mic issues? Mic down. Anyone ever play Rumbleverse? It was a fighting game that got shut down after. No, but a lot of fighting games get shut down pretty soon. Working on music for an indie game, cool. Yeah, multiple actually. Multiple indie games. It's just none of them are out yet. Yeah, always with the mic, fellas. Thanks for having my back in the chat, though. Getting in there and letting me know. Errors are being confronted one by one. It's a process. It takes time. I always tell people you gotta take the W when you get it. Intergalactic must be canned. It won't be. It will not be. That Intergalactic. I don't even know how much I want to. Look like you were cooking there, Evan. Sorry we missed it. Hey, you know, sometimes I wonder if this mic is saving me from saying stuff I shouldn't be saying on stream. I'm kidding. That's a joke. That is a joke. As for Intergalactic, I don't know how far I want to go into it because I haven't played it, but I think that there's no way that game won't get made. That game is I think has a lot of backing and a lot of push because it is through and through a statement piece. That's not a video game. It is a statement piece wrapped up into a video game. And I think I might have an angle. I may actually do a video on it. I may do a review of that game if it ends up being what I think it's going to be. Because I think that game might be the purest product of hate we've ever seen before. You know? If it is what I think it is. And I'm going to do some comparisons. I'm going to do some demonstrations, I think. Assuming it is and I play the game, I think I want to do a video on it and call that game a product of hate or a product of hatred. And then I'm going to compare it to like the video game called Hatred, where it's just silly. It's just, oh, you know, edgy edgelord protagonist shooting people bad. Like there's nothing really, that sentiment's not really there. Can you believe we're still not playing Halo right now? Crazy. By the way, thanks for waiting. Thanks for waiting, everyone, for me. Highlight of the stream is officially in the building. Let's go. Halo callouts. We can play some Infinite later if you really want. I still don't have MCC downloaded. I gotta finish this Starfield situation and get that thing off my hard drive. But if Intergalactic is what I think it is, I think it's going to be the single purest product of pure hatred we've ever seen. I saw an interview with Neil Druckmann where he was breaking down the concept of it, and he was talking about it's called Intergalactic: The Heretic Prophet, and he was talking about how it takes place roughly 2,000 years from today. No, 2,000 years from the 1980s in an alternative future. So 2,000 years from the 1980s in an alternative future where a prophet came up and he made this new religion, and this new religion is like a heretical, like subversive, manipulative religion. And so the game takes place 2,000 years in this little segregated planet where the entire community is like run by this cult, and the main character has to like overthrow the cult and learn about it. And if you guys, when I was watching the interview, I think it was with it was Neil Druckmann, and it was the director of 28 Years Later. And the director says, coincidentally, 2,000 years, and they both laugh about it. And Neil Druckmann says, yeah, coincidentally, like wink, wink. Because it's talking about Jesus Christ. The game is implying that Jesus Christ is the heretic prophet, and it's 2,000 years. It's a hate game on Christianity. I think that's what I think. I need to play the game first, but I actually think it is a pure and simple hate product on Christianity, and also I would assume Islam, from the prophet angle, and knowing Neil Druckmann's past, having grown up in Israel and having a strong like stance on the Israel-Palestine issue. I'm not a political channel. I'm not getting into politics. This isn't politics. All of this is on the record. It's not anything that I think. I'm not giving you my thoughts. I'm just telling you Neil Druckmann. That's stuff that he has said. The Last of Us Part 2 was based on his experience in Israel and the Israel-Palestine conflict as a child. So that's my experience. But I think that Intergalactic: The Heretic Prophet is going to be a product of hatred against Christianity and Islam. I don't know. That's my pitch. But if it is, and I play it and I find that, I'm probably going to do a video on that angle, because I don't care who you are. Making an entire game based on hating a worldwide popular religion is kind of arguably evil, but definitely inappropriate. Very hateful, no matter who you are, no matter what the religion is. Maybe make an exception for like Scientology or some other actually extremely exploitive religion, but that's my whole piece on that. We catch up on these chats. Halo died with the original sequel. The story went in a direction I found boring, and it branched off. Halo 2? Oh, that's crazy, brother. Yeah. Yeah, Halo 2 is my favorite. Did you play Halo 3, Sato? As an atheist, I just want to say there's no place for hate. I would agree. It's just not you know, even if you want to be like hateful or have some kind of resentful, you know, people come from different places and they have different things that they're working through, and hatred is an emotional response. It's a reaction to something. So I get working through it. But writing an entire video game built on perpetrating it, that just feels wrong, you know? Video games should be like fun. They should be a place for joy. Even like dark, twisted horror games, like they should be fun. And it's impossible for authors to not insert some of their politics in there. I mean, like, try reading The Lord of the Rings without catching some of Tolkien's own worldview. You can't do it, but that's fine. You know, they're not trying to do that. I think Ian Fleming had a quote where he said he wrote his books to be purely like to enjoy it as fiction. He wasn't trying to send any kind of message in it. It sounds like a wild game. Well, it's not out yet, but I think that's what it's going to end up being. Yeah. To actually be inclusive, to bring people to love, which transforms to higher standards. I would agree with that. Yeah, there's a place for negativity. We as humans, we possess that emotion for a reason. But in general, I think it's better, especially in the entertainment industry, to focus on entertaining. You know, that's just my take. I did not play Halo 3. I literally left out. Oh, Sato Morris, you're missing out, man. Sato, did you happen to watch my retrospective on Halo 2, by the way? If you haven't played the game or you didn't like it, maybe watching that retrospective will kind of give you a new appreciation for it or something. Play the Halo 3 multiplayer, but probably not. Been barking up that tree for so long. If I downloaded MCC, I would probably play Halo Combat Evolved, brother, or Halo Reach. I love Halo 3. I love all of their multiplayers, but Halo 3's multiplayer is not my favorite. It feels like a slower, less involved Halo Reach's multiplayer. I would probably play Combat Evolved if I can play one of the multiplayers, although it's kind of hard to find matches on Combat Evolved, unfortunately. I don't remember. I think I deleted the MCC because I had to make room for some other games. It was wild. Because I had always planned to reinstall it, but the space just isn't there. I can't do it yet. But I used to keep it installed all the time just in case I wanted to get in there. Delete the Garbo that isn't Halo. Even if I did do it now, it would take the next 4 hours to download. It wouldn't matter, but... Excuse me. Gosh. You know what I do have installed? Marvel Rivals. Maybe we should play some of that. Reach and Halo 3 easily get matches. Yeah, I was talking about Combat Evolved, though. Yeah, I don't have it installed right now. I do have Marvel. Maybe I should do that. I did not watch your Halo stuff. I'll try it out. I'll give you a review and honest shot. Thanks, man. Well, I have a Combat Evolved review, too, but it's old. It's like 2 or 3 years old, so my quality isn't nearly up to what it is now. But I would say, yeah, just the quality of my stuff's a lot better now. Marvel Rivals. Yeah, I do have it installed. I think it's doing a quick update right now. The Jak 3 video will be out this Sunday, and then I'm going to jump into Jak X, like I said. But pretty soon, we're coming up on my getting started into the Hitman games. I'm going to be doing the Hitman games, and I'm going to be doing the Bond games, kind of a back and forth on those. Probably 2 Hitmans and then Bond, and then 2 Hitmans and then Bond, and then so on and so forth. And when I do that, I plan also to review the Bond films exclusively for members and patrons on Patreon. So if you guys are interested in that, do that. But between now and then, I gotta finish reviewing the Dragon Ball and Dragon Ball Z movies. I slacked on that, and I haven't uploaded a Dragon Ball movie review in 6 months. I wouldn't mind a game about killing Space Jesus. My issue is that from the trailer, the character same as fuck like the Mind's Eye dude. I mean, I would have a problem killing a stand-in for a real world religious character, like a person that feels bitter. I don't know if I want to have any kind of part in something like that, even in video game form. It just feels vindictive and strange. I actually enjoyed the most recent Hitman that came out a couple years ago. What's up, Tim? Welcome to the stream. Yeah, the World of Assassination. I'm so excited to play that one. Although I do have to say, I'm really racking my brain to figure out how I'm going to make a video on that. So we're going to have to cover that when we get to it. But would have liked about Halo Infinite was the fact that once you rescued the troopers, you unlock new vehicles and weapons. Yeah, Halo Infinite is really underrated, I think. But it still isn't finished. Even though they're saying it's finished, now we're doing now we're just doing live service models. It's like that. There's a lot more that game could have been, but the Dragon Ball Z Abridged movies. Oh, I've seen them all more than once. To say I grew up with Dragon Ball Z Abridged isn't really accurate, but I was a teenager and I was watching them as they came out. I think I jumped on board Dragon Ball Z Abridged roughly halfway through when they were covering the Frieza stuff. So I got to watch the second half of the Frieza stuff, and then I got to watch all of the Android and Cell stuff as they were doing it. Pretty desensitized at this point. Well, fair enough. Legacy of Goku 2 recently. Oh, I did. I was doing a bunch of Legacy of Goku on stream a while back, but I got burnt out on Dragon Ball content, so I had to stop. Great game though, really good. You're gonna love it, and you're also gonna love it when you get to Boo's Fury. That's another banger. The Chinese Room. That's what I was gonna talk about. All the layoffs at the Chinese Room. That's crazy. If you guys don't know, the Chinese Room is. Wait a second. I need to. I just realized. I have to update my EV1. Wait a second. Hang on. Just take a second. Is it this one? Probably shouldn't do this on stream, but we're going to try. No, not that one. Yeah, there we go. That'll work. Okay, good. Have I watched the Speedy dubs? No, I haven't watched that. I'm not sure what you're referring to. What's your favorite DBZ movie? Probably Broly, the legendary Super Saiyan. No, I'm going to say, that's wrong. I'm going to say Return of Cooler is my favorite of the standard Dragon Ball dub movies. Broly's probably a second. But I think Return of Cooler is my favorite. I remember I was obsessed with that film as a kid. I could not get enough of Return of Cooler. On another note, did you see Ross' update on Stop Killing Games? Yeah, Michael, actually, it's funny you bring that up. I actually did. I watched that today. I watched it a couple hours ago. I watched the whole thing. I've been following Ross since way before all of this was happening. I was, just like with Dragon Ball Z Abridged, I was logging into machinima.com when that was a thing, which it's not now. I was logging into machinima.com to watch the Freeman's Mind updates as they happened. So I've been with him for a really long time. And then I immediately jumped in and watched all of his game dungeons. I've seen all of his game dungeons. I've seen some of them multiple times over. Love his game dungeon work. So I've been a huge fan of Ross for a while, and all of the Stop Killing Game stuff has been incredible. No matter what the outcome is, man, he's an inspiration. It was cool. I've gotten to interact with him once or twice because back when me and your favorite son did a podcast together, we had him on as a guest, and it was really cool. He's a good guy. He's a really chill, stellar, down-to-earth guy, and I feel for him because even in that update, he's exhausted. He's over this, but man, I hope that he has a lot of success going forward in everything he tries to do. He's so cool. Genius like Uwe Boll. Oh no, they're not even on the same level. Mel Gibson is unparalleled. Assassin's Creed ended when they killed Desmond, literally threw my disc in the trash. Yeah, that was crazy. I can't believe they did that. Freeman's Mind stuff. Oh, gold. Gold. Freeman's Mind was great. ADS system has been updated. I see the live stream. Sweet. Yeah, that's right. We have, we got my GFUEL code now for you GFUEL drinkers. If you're a fan of GFUEL, you'll see my little guy. We'll show you the code up here. Code EVANPRINCE will get you 20% off your next purchase. So, listen to Homeboy over here. He's not saying it right now, but he will in a second. Go get you some GFUEL. 20% off. Use my code. Dragon Ball Z movie Speedy Dub, absolutely. Okay, that sounds good. That sounds like something I would like. I gotta get in there. Female Vin Diesel. Jeez. It would have been way better if they had just gotten Vin Diesel. That's what they should have done. I'd be a lot more excited to play it if they would just actually had... He wouldn't have agreed to do it. I'm pretty sure he's Catholic, but still. I would have... Yeah. Ross is cool. Cool AF. Family. This is about family. Dude, those are some movies I need to go back and rewatch. I love the Fast and the Furious movies. Not like ironically as a meme. I actually just really love the Fast and Furious films. Some of them are unwatchable. I think the 9th one, I got halfway through and I turned it off because I couldn't. It was too much even for me. And I love cringy action movies, but most of them are great. Like the original, the Fast and the Furious film, cinema. True cinema. One of the greatest movies ever made. Fast 5 is also really, really good. Too Fast, Too Furious is so stupid, but it's stupid fun. I think Tokyo Drift is probably underrated. The 4th one, just called Fast and Furious, it's a little slow, a little derivative, I would say, but still fun, still cool. And I would say 6 and 7 are about equally as good. They both have their ups and downs. And then I haven't seen 8, seen half of 9. I really liked Fast 10. I saw 10 in theaters, and I'm really hyped to go see 11 in theaters when they get it. Did you ever see Babylon AD? No, I wanted to. I'm a Vin Diesel fan. I've seen all 3 Riddick movies, love those. Played the Riddick games, also love those. I've not seen Babylon AD, but I'm pretty sure that's another Diesel sci-fi flick, right? God, that looks so stupid, but so good, dude. That looks like... That just looks like a good movie night for me, man. Love me some Vin Diesel flicks. What a Chad. I don't know if I've ever seen a Vin Diesel movie I didn't like. Riddick is one of the best characters ever created. Yeah, dude, I'm waiting on film 4. Where is it? Need to watch the Riddick anime. It's like 30 minutes long. You can get it on Amazon for... I don't remember how much it is. I own it on Amazon, but it's really good. Did you get it taken care of, Lovely? Yes, you did? Okay. The Butcher Bay game is old and sick AF. Yes, the Butcher Bay game is really good. I liked Dark Athena as well. Assault on Dark Athena was pretty stellar. But I definitely prefer Butcher Bay. It just had more of that immersive sim kind of quality to it, which you can't beat it. She was in and out, but... Con Air is my favorite corny action movie. I don't know if you've seen it. I've seen parts of it, but it does look mad corny. I mean, again, it's hard to go wrong with a good Nick Cage movie. The Riddick anime, the Hugh Jackman Helsing anime, and the Underworld anime. I have not seen the Van Helsing anime or the Underworld anime, but... I didn't even know there was a Van Helsing animated movie. Jeez, how did I miss that when I was doing the game? 2000 edgy film had 30-minute anime. Yeah, dude. God, take me back, brother. I didn't know there was an Underworld anime either. The Matrix. The Matrix had one too. The Animatrix. You guys remember that? Child of the 2000s, as am I. As am I. Oh, look at that. Back in 2021, they said a Helsing movie was coming from the John Wick writer. I guess that got shelved because it's been 4 years and still ain't seen anything from it. Byproduct of a dead era. Yeah, long live the early 2000s, man. She was in and out. Yeah, she was borrowing my phone. She's dropping it off. Not getting the pitch black contact lenses. That was a thing? They had pitch black contact lenses? That's pretty dope. That sounds so early 2000s too. Get your pitch black contact lenses inspired by the film. It's a bygone era, man. It's like when we were growing up, our parents talked about the 70s hippie culture and the 80s disco culture, you know what I'm saying? Like every decade has its vibe, and 2000 to 2010 had its vibe, and it's gone. 10 years too late. I feel you. I know exactly how you feel. I think I was born almost right exactly where I would want to be. If anything, I might rewind it like 2 years, so I'm just a little bit more cognizant for that last tail end of the 90s where things are really heating up. I made a post in my Discord server the other day where what was it I said? I said human civilization peaked. It began to peak in 1993. Like it started its final ascent to what would be its peak in 1993, and then it tapped out at its peak in around 2006. Then it kind of slowly started descending to about 2008, 9, and then it fucking plummeted after 2013. Have I looked at Phantasy Star? Star Ocean I have. I've been playing Star Ocean lately, Star Ocean 3. Phantasy Star. I remember looking into it. I've never played it, but I remember looking into it and thinking it looked cool. I have kind of this thing that I do where I try to play games casually just for fun for like 30 minutes once or twice a week, but I have to pick games that I know I will not want to make a video on at all. So I pick stuff that's way out of the ordinary for me. So that's why I've been doing Star Ocean recently. Phantasy Star was one of the ones where I was like, oh, maybe I'll do this. A lot of it looks cool. Like I remember seeing online videos and stuff for Phantasy Star Universe, but still never played it. Apparently it's still going. You got Phantasy Star Online 2. It's got multiple episodes out. 2000s at drinking. Yeah, it's not gone. It's living in the Halo 3 multiplayer maps. Let's go. I've got Vin Diesel on my party right now. Did he say we're doing it for family? Was basically a 2000s alt chick, but late 2010s I miss her. Well, what happened to her? Remember Blade 1 and 2? I've never seen the Blade movies, but I've heard nothing but good things. Jeez, Phantasy Star 3 Generation of Doom. That sounds sick. This is one of those series that I've always kind of been like passively like aware of and thought to myself, oh, maybe I'll get into it. But aren't multiple of these like MMOs? I really don't fuck with MMOs, so. Gen X, almost 50 years old. There's a sweet spot of 70s and 90s that was kind of perfect. Oh, all right. Yeah, okay. Yeah, that's where a lot of people, I think, were really feeling it, is that 70s to 90s. But it's just because I grew up in the early 2000s that so much of that stuff resonates hard with me. Like Animal I've Become by 3 Days Grace is like the anthem of that time period. Or Crawling in My Skin by Linkin Park. Higher by Creed. Old Man of Chat. Don't worry, guys. I have the soul of an old man. I'll tell you that. I may only be 29, but oftentimes my soul feels like it's 70. I feel like I've been around forever. Fossil at this point. The gameplay of Phantasy Star looks wild, by the way. Oh yeah, Splitgate 2. I can't believe that they're laying people off. That game just dropped. It must have not been doing numbers, man. That's brutal, brother. Star Ocean is also your jam. Phantasy Star is only 1 to 4. Online is garbage. Okay, so it's just the 1 to 4 that's good. Okay, I see Phantasy Star 1, 2, 3, and 4. These are older. That's a Sega Genesis game, and yeah, those are old school. I think the oldest game I've covered on my channel is Rebel Assault. Star Wars Rebel Assault. I think it was 1993. You're 29? Let's go, Sam. Just called old on MCC the other night. Ruined my night, I tell you. We are old, Sam. We're fossils. We're basically like like tomorrow we're gonna be getting dug up at an archaeological dig. What are you talking about? Was that well? I was about to look something up. Oh yeah, that's what it was. I think Rebel Assault 1993. Yeah, I think that's the oldest game I've covered on my channel. Because normally I cover early 2000s games, and sometimes, rarely, I'll dip into the 90s. But it's not super common for me to go there. Let's take a quick look. Army recruiter think you were a high schooler? That's good. Well, you better be careful. They might be instituting a draft pretty soon. Let's go where we belong. Join you on the Ace in the MCC. I can't, brother. I'm live streaming. I'm gonna do. I think what I'm gonna probably do is new streams on Monday and Thursday, and just do Wednesday for gaming streams. These are just smoother and easier for me, and also they get better views, believe it or not. I'm trying to figure out what the oldest game I've covered on my channel is, and I think I was right. I think it's Rebel Assault. Most of these are early 2000s, and we got some 90s ones like Medieval and Rogue Squadron. Silent Hill is 1998. If I get drafted, I get drafted. It's just sister we get 40K. Ever watch Equilibrium, the movie that got mogged by The Matrix? Always an example of a great idea, terrible timing. Yeah, I love Equilibrium. That movie's great. It's really stupid, though, but it's so good. Dark Forces was 95 and 2 was 97. Yeah, I knew that. Somewhere. Feels like a Wednesday. No, it definitely does not feel like a Wednesday. I don't need time to move any faster than it's already moving. I can barely keep up with it as it is. Yeah, it's looking like that is the case. Like, Rebel Assault's probably the oldest one. Okay, not a big deal. Tuesday here in the future. Oh, yeah, I guess you might live in a place where it's Tuesday by now. What are some good games that are coming out? I want to play more new games on stream. I want to start reviewing new games. I feel like I'm always talking about old games. I want to start talking about some of these new games. Oh, there it is, guys. Head over to gfuel.com/EVANPRINCE and use my code EVANPRINCE for 20% off. Will I play Halo 3 multiplayer? Yeah, for sure, at some point. Silent Hill F. Yeah, that's definitely going to happen. I'm almost assuredly going to do a video on Silent Hill F. I don't have a PS5, so no Death Stranding 2. Not going to do that. What else is coming out? Let's take a look at GameSpot and see what they got going on. Zoom past let's clock July. See if anything's coming out that I want to cover in July. Missile Command Delta. I'm just kidding. Australia, baby, best country in the world. Some sarcasm. I don't think I could handle living in Australia, man. You got the big ass spiders and stuff. You got the drop bears. I can't handle the drop bears, man. I'd be scared. I'd be scared of the drop bears. I got a drop bear over here somewhere. It's my Chow Chow dog. $10 for Medal of Honor Airborne. That actually would be a cool game to stream. Medievally Battle Simulator. That's crazy. Hell Clock. That sounds cool. What's Hell Clock? Looks like some indie slop. Screw Pokemon. What's wrong with Pokemon? Nah, I want some AAA. I want some AAA slop. Killing Floor 3. Oh, I actually really might play Killing Floor 3. I really liked the first two Killing Floor games, so I'd have to turn the music all the way down because it's all licensed. Probably, okay, Metal Gear Solid Snake Eater is probably happening. Gears of War Reloaded. Oh, I gotta do that. Fuck, Gears of War Reloaded and Metal Gear Solid come out on the same day. Oh, 2 days apart. Sorry. Yeah, I really want to do videos on... I probably more likely to do a video on Gears of War Reloaded. But I really want to do one on that. And all the good games are coming out in August. Lost Soul aside, I wanted to do a video on that. Hell Is Us, I want to do a video on that. Damn. I'm going to have to really be putting in the hours if I want to make videos on half of these. Silent Hill F in September. Some of these are probably going to have to be relegated to streaming only. And then some of them I'll do videos on. So, like, Snake Eater might be a stream only deal. And Gears of War might be a video situation. And then Lost Soul aside might be a stream thing. Yahtzee's review of The Altars, kind of curious how it would sit with you when you're comparing. I saw, yeah, you've been bringing that up in a couple of streams. The Altars. I saw that on Steam. Kind of caught my attention. It looks cool. Interesting stuff. Maybe I'll try to get up in there. The good games come out in August. Yeah. New Bloodstained game. Oh, you're a Bloodstained fan. That's cool. Yeah, you're eating well then. Yeah, there's some good stuff. I don't know about Mafia: The Old Country. That could be cool though. Man, I'm gonna have to pick one. I'm gonna have to pick one of these games probably and do a review on it because reviews are really intense. They take a lot of energy because you want to get it done, you want it to be good quality, and you want it out as soon as possible. So I'd have to pick one, try my hardest to get a key for it, and if I don't, really double down on getting it made. In the U.S. right now, isn't August going to be the burning season? Yeah, I live in Florida, so the burning season it's basically from May to September, you're just on fire. Like, I think it was like 95 degrees Fahrenheit, which is, I think, is 35 degrees Celsius earlier today outside. Brutal. Terrible. I'm trying to get some money going so I can move up north or move somewhere else. Your boy has no money. Believe it or not, I actually don't make very much money. I make roughly minimum wage, probably a little bit more sometimes, a little bit less sometimes. So if you want to help me out, become a Patreon. Join my Patreon or become a YouTube member. I also have a book that I'm working on that you guys can sling me some money if you want to buy it. I gotta finish it though. I think it's gonna be Gears of War Reloaded. I think that's gonna be the game I review. I'm gonna put out a review on that. It just seems like it would resonate more with my audience. Kind of that sci-fi shooter schlock. Shinobi Art of Vengeance looks really cool too, though. Somewhere in California got to 120 degrees. Keep it away from me, dude. I cannot stand the heat. I gotta get out of here. I gotta move. I need Scott's Thinker to let me move in with him in Scotland. I need you to, Scott, I need you to go buy like a six bedroom house and let me and my girlfriend come live with you. Get me the hell out of Florida, brother. It's too hot. Let me come live with you. Was it the burning cars? I know that's a joke, but the fact is it's probably not helping, right? Like, setting a bunch of shit on fire in California can't be helping the temperature, right? Like, like legit, that can't be good. Making everybody's life worse. Norway? Dude, I don't think I could afford to live in Norway. I don't know anyone in Norway. I don't know anything in Norway. It's very, very, very expensive to live in Norway. It's very difficult to immigrate to Norway. Like, I just don't think Norway is an option, man. If I was gonna move to Europe, and I could just had my pick, I'd probably pick Poland. That'd probably be at the top of my list. I'd probably pick Poland. Might not save you. 95 feels like 110 in New Jersey. Plus, we get downdraft from Canada wildfires every year. Well, I would just have to go like either further north or like I'd have to go to like Rhode Island or like Maine. Really get out there, like Maine, where it's like freezing, or Pennsylvania. I've looked at Pennsylvania a lot. I think Pennsylvania sounds pretty cool. That get hotter, but they're a long way from me. I thought Australia was... I'm probably just thinking about the stereotypical great outback. Had some guy he never met in Norway, and he found him on eBay. Huh. That's crazy. Yeah, I've lived in the South my whole life. The South of North America, the United States. And I've always hated the heat. It is brutal. I'm not made for the heat, fellas. If you're already in Florida, why not Tallahassee? Sam, I don't want to give away my location on live stream, but I live very, very close to Tallahassee, man. I live in North Florida. I'm not too far from Tally. You know what I'm saying? Like that's not helping. Aren't they declaring heat waves in Alaska though? That can't be real. Oh, damn. Heat waves in Alaska. How about that? Climate change, fellas. What is going on? Damn. I can't believe there's parts of Alaska at 89 degrees. You grew up north, way up north, and it's so much better. The food is much better. The food is better up north? Damn, what state did you grow up in, Sam? Give me some I need you guys to give me some suggestions, and then give me a bunch of money so I can move. Tasmania. If you look up a map of major cities in Australia, in the southernmost roughly parallel to New Zealand. Oh, cool. Have you... I don't know. Is that like possible to like boat trip to New Zealand? Like how long would that take roughly? Let me go to Google Earth. Boat max. Parallel to New Zealand. I wonder how far, because there's that part way up in North Alaska where you can actually boat from Alaska to Russia in like, I think it's like an hour. Wisconsin, you do well in Illinois, no BS. Why does Illinois suit me? I don't know about Illinois. Maybe. I think I would sooner live in like Wyoming or something. No, too far west. I think I'd really rather Pennsylvania. Don't live in New York City? No, hell no. Keep me away from NYC. I want nothing to do. I'd like to be close enough to visit New York City. What's up, fucker Carlson? Bro, I hadn't seen you in my stream in a while. What's up, man? Alaska used to be Russia? Yeah. Well, if things keep going the direction they're going, they might try to take it back. All the benefits of Wisconsin? Really? Illinois, huh? I feel like Illinois would be like hot, and it's bordering Indiana, and I don't really want to live near Indiana. Not by boat, really. Flights mainly. How long would it take to fly from Aussie to New Zealand? I mean, you guys have similar accents. Not so liberal. So Illinois ain't as liberal as Wisconsin. I mean, I would probably just want to grab a piece of property, not too close to any major cities, and just do my own thing. So I'm not super concerned about that kind of stuff. Not anymore. Maybe when I was in my early 20s. Chillin', man. Been lurking. Cool, brother. Good to have you in the stream. Although you always come in near the end. I'm probably going to be wrapping it up pretty soon. I am looking forward to that Gears of War Reloaded, though. That's going to be sick. Eric says, just moved to Tennessee, man. Tennessee, of the states, Tennessee would be up there in the recommendations. I like Tennessee. How hot does it get in Tennessee? It's still hot. Yeah, see, that's my concern. Although Tennessee's a pretty good... I do like Tennessee. I think Tennessee's pretty cool. It looks like if I lived... Okay, so I wouldn't want to live in Knoxville. Okay, all of them get into like almost bordering 90s in August. That's not good at all. Now, I mean, I think it doesn't it snow in Nashville sometimes? If I had to pick, Nashville would probably be the way to go, huh? Kind of in the middle ground. I don't think I would live in Tennessee though, but right now, I mean, I'm not moving anytime soon, but southwest portion super hot, northeast is a little cooler. Okay. Virginia is another contender. I think it'd be really cool to live near Virginia Beach. I think it's pretty cool in Virginia most of the time too. Let's take a look at Virginia's temps. Yeah, see, that's what I'm talking about. Virginia, it basically never breaks 90. If I were to get to Virginia. And in some of these colder ones, it's not even getting near 90. That's what I'm talking about. Got to keep it chill, got to keep it cool. And I mean that literally, climate-wise. I looked into Delaware at one point, but it was damn expensive. State, can you land a girl? Anyone? That's not about the state there, brother. You're going to want to lift hella mega heavy weights super frequently. And then you can do it basically anywhere. Tell us some of your best thank you subs. For example, I love Neebs. Green Bay. Where's Green Bay? Do you mean YouTube subs? Like some of like my favorite channels to watch? Bots Max people. Boat Max. Okay. I got told once that my state in Australia has a similar climate to Washington State. That doesn't sound too bad if true. Yeah, Washington State would be great to live. Washington State's very interesting, but it's clear on the other side of the country. Like Washington State is as far away from Florida as is possible in the United States. But you do lift. You're not. Listen, if all your dreams haven't come true, then you're just not lifting heavy enough, and you're not strong enough. Hard lesson to learn. I have to relearn it over and over again sometimes, but that's just the genuine truth. If you're not getting everything you want, then you're not lifting heavy enough, and you have to lift more. Perpetually, forever. Okay, some of my favorite YouTube channels. A lot of these guys are going to be very obvious. Like, you're not going to be surprised. I'm not like a weird subversive. Oh, I do this thing, but you wouldn't believe it. I'm actually not interested in that at all. I do all of this stuff. Green Bay, Wisconsin, dude, sounds dope. I would love to live there. Wisconsin looks fun. Probably cold too. I know a guy who lives in Wisconsin. He loves it. Lifts and he is miserable. Well, then he's not lifting enough, and he's not lifting heavy enough or frequently enough. Otherwise, he wouldn't be miserable. I'm giving you the facts. Okay, my YouTube subs. Yeah. All right. None of these are probably gonna be surprising. Totally Pointless TV does video game retrospectives. I also like a lot of unsurprisingly like weightlifting channels. So Greg Doucette is a guilty pleasure. Like I sometimes I can't make it through one of his videos because it's so brain rot. Like some of Greg Doucette's edited videos are so brain rot, I actually can't make it through. I have to stop. But I do like, he's funny. I think he's got a good sense of humor. Summoning Salt. I really like Summoning Salt. He makes some really high quality speedrun stuff. Accursed Farms. I was talking about him earlier. Ross from Accursed Farms. I got some standard like weightlift stuff in here. Sam Sulik, Alex Eubank, How to Beast. Avalanche Reviews. I love some Avalanche Reviews. Civi11. I love his videos. I like some of Star Wars theory stuff. It's kind of hit or miss, but I do. I like G-Man Lives. I mean, you guys already know this. I've had him featured on a video. I'm chill. I like G-Man Lives a lot. He does good stuff. Mayor Hair Bear does like platinum videos where he tries to platinum games. I like his stuff too. Flandrew, who I've worked with, does a lot of Star Wars videos, some Dragon Ball stuff. So he and I have worked together, one on each other's videos. So I do like Flandrew. Who else? Luke Stevens. I like Luke Stevens. A lot of it's like ambience music channels and stuff. The Bread Circus. You guys won't be surprised. They have stupid long Star Wars videos. I got Mega 64 in here. Jeez, I didn't realize how many people I'm subscribed to. I'm just giving you guys a rundown. No wonder people are leaving the stream. I got some Dorian Yates. Listen to EP. I'm very middle-aged. If there's anything I could change, it was keep lifting on my life. That's what I'm saying. It's not too late to start. You got to get in there. Evan, do you like Red Letter Media? No, I don't like Red Letter Media. Now, to be fair, I don't think I've ever given Red Letter Media like a fair shot. Like, I know some of my peers and my friends really like Red Letter Media. Every time I watch one of their videos, they come across so pretentious. And I get it. I know that's the shtick. It's a joke. They're playing it up. It's exaggerated. I can't stand it. And also their videos on the prequels, they make me fucking sick. They don't understand anything and they act like they do. I can't handle. I start spurging. I start geek spurging. Because they're assholes, dude. I know it's a bit. They might be really nice people in real life, you know? But they come across as assholes. Their bit is to be an asshole, and it doesn't vibe with me. I don't like it. I understand the appeal. I'm gonna say that. I get it. I get the appeal, but it doesn't resonate with me. So I can't handle them. Worked with a powerlift for a while. He was pretty miserable. He was also in a poly thing with a small group of girls. Not sure it counted for much with no cartilage in his knees and a bad back. Okay, a couple things to unpack there. First off, I doubt very much so that he was miserable because he was because of the powerlifting. And I know this because if he has no cartilage in his knees and in his back, he was powerlifting incorrectly. And if he was powerlifting incorrectly, he was probably powerlifting as a coping mechanism to deal with some demons. Also, I could deduce that from the fact that he was in a poly thing with multiple women. That guy was dealing with a lot of other shit. You should not be losing your cartilage from lifting. It should be the opposite. Motion is lotion, fellas. Prequels sucked. All the love for the fans, but no, just no. Wrong. Prequels are masterpieces. You are in a pro prequel chat, my brother. You had a pride. Think the poly. Yeah, probably. That would make anybody miserable. What else I got in my subscriptions? Deadlist for the Dark Gods. Oh my gosh. If you guys don't he's a friend of mine. He lives in Canada. He does Warhammer stuff and weightlifting stuff. He is awesome. Love him. If you guys like Warhammer, you got to get in there with the you got to get in there and subscribe to Deadlist for the Dark Gods. His stuff is so good. That's about it. I'm subscribed to Flash Gets. Their Warhammer parodies are really good. It's funny stuff. Prequels are fantastic. Amen. Amen, brother. Prequels are fantastic. We are Revenge of the Sith stands. That's right. Sequels are a war crime. That we're not even going to talk about the sequels, man. The hell is cartilage? You're going to have to ask your doctor. What about your fellow YouTube colleagues like Jarf, That Boy Aqua, and your favorite son? Oh yeah, I guess I just kind of figured they're givens. Yeah, Jarf, obviously, I watch his stuff. I don't know if That Boy Aqua and I are colleagues. I like him. I don't want that to come across negatively. Like I'm saying, oh, I don't get along with him or something. I think he makes good content, but I don't know if I would say that we're colleagues. I don't think I've ever actually worked with That Boy Aqua. We had him on a podcast entry, and he's good people. He's very, he's a high quality person. Your favorite son, obviously. Yeah, of course. Can't beat him. All of you should. I feel like most of my chat typically is already subscribed to him. Phantom Menace was mediocre. Attack of the Clones was a drag. Revenge of the Sith is actually really well done. How dare you? I should time you out for that. I'm not going to, but that's a time-outable offense. I'm gonna reword that to be true. The Phantom Menace is a masterpiece. Attack of the Clones is a masterpiece. Revenge of the Sith is a masterpiece. We'll hear nothing nothing contrary to that. Are you into Warhammer 40k? Passively. I'm a passive fan of. I'm a tourist. Is what I think the fan base would call me. I'm a tourist of the 40k lore and whatnot. My brother is the one who's super into it. He played it like in tournaments all across the country and stuff. He was very, very good, high ranking. He was a Necron main. But me, no, I am not really super into 40k. Space King, hail be to Space King. Attack of the Clones is fun inside the time to think about it. Well, if you're thinking about a fucking Star Wars movie, you're probably doing it wrong. The whole half of the appeal of a Star Wars movie is you turn your brain off and you just think of you just enjoy it. Listen, I've said this before, but I think it's very relevant all the time, so I keep saying it. When you watch a Star Wars film, you should watch it in the same way that you read a Greek myth. Okay, so for instance, most of you have heard of Greek myths. You know Greek myths. Let's take the story of Pandora's box, for instance. Zeus gifts Pandora a box that she is told not to open. He knows that she's going to open it. And of course she does, inevitably, out of curiosity. She has to know what's in it. When she opens the box, all of the evils and the monsters of the world are released from the box. And at the bottom of the box is hope. Not a metaphor for hope, the literal creature called hope. It is both the embodiment of hope, the meaning of hope, and also a literal creature called hope, crippled at the bottom of the box. When all the monsters have released, and she reaches in and she picks up she picks up hope, and she realizes, I let all the bad stuff out, but there is hope in the bottom. If we just have to put the work in to nurture it, we have to give hope our attention and our love and our kindness, and we can bring it. It's all metaphor, okay? If that was made into a movie, it would be stupid. People would be like, oh, wow, real subtle. You called the thing hope, right? Of course, but it's a Greek myth. You're not supposed to look at it and like critique it for its how well. It's not a fucking Tarantino movie, is what I'm saying. You don't watch Star Wars like you watch a Tarantino flick, like as a cinephile. If you watch a Star Wars movie like a cinephile, you're gonna be miserable. You know what I mean? If I put on my cinephile glasses and I watched the Star Wars prequels, I would want to jump out of a window. That's the wrong way to watch it. That's not how you engage with it. It's like if I was reading a Greek myth from the perspective of like good writing and proper use of story arcs and stuff like that. They'd be terrible. That's not how you engage with the material, though. Talking about God of War 3? No, I'm talking about the actual Greek myth. Let me catch up on this stuff real quick. I think it's a great movie too. They're all great. I thought we were close in the chat. This is the only incorrect statement. Yo, I missed a lot of stuff. Got way too competitive with a bunch of guys who made a bigger budget for steroids and met his main rival. The guy had hands like dinner plates. Yeah, also, that's just a bad path to go down in general. Not necessarily the table game. Yeah, a lot of people are that way with 40k. Episode 1 and 2 were okay. Revenge of the Sith is the GOAT. Yes, it is. False equivalency fallacy. Oh, given how George Lucas took inspiration from the monomyth, which would include the Greek myth. Yes, exactly. Why would Yoda bother fighting him with a saber? Just calm Dooku down and sort this mess out. Yoda failed the galaxy. Again, you're engaging with it. You're not. I don't think you're engaging with it right in that case. In 1977 it was. Perhaps. Like it's a Robert Rodriguez film. That's also an appropriate way to watch it, I think. You should not engage with it like you would engage with something like The Godfather. It's just not. You're just going to have a bad time. You're setting yourself up to have an unfortunate time if you do it that way. Well, guys, I think we're probably coming up near the end of the stream now. We've been streaming for a little over an hour. So let's wrap up with some final comments, some final questions. And, of course, you guys know I will be back streaming again this Wednesday night. Probably play some Doom. Hate to disappoint. I'm the kind of person who turns his brain on with entertainment. For Star Wars, that includes noticing the mythical structure of Joseph Campbell's monomyth. Okay, well, again, I'm not necessarily I'm not saying turn your brain off and enjoy it like a mindless entertainment. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying that you have to engage with it differently, right? So I've been playing Jack 3. And if I engaged with Jack 3 with the expectation of the same presentation of a different game, you'd be mad. Like, you'd be like, why do they have elf ears? Or another thing, I was thinking about this earlier today, actually. I was thinking about how in the Avengers movie and in the Guardians of the Galaxy movie, all of them speak the same language, and it makes no sense. Why do the aliens know English? It's never addressed, never brought up. You're missing the point if you do that. Like, it's not it doesn't make any sense if you start to think about it. It doesn't mean you don't engage with it and what it could mean, and it's whatever statements it's trying to make, the entertainment of it, the morals. It doesn't mean that you're not supposed to turn your brain on and engage with that, but it means that certain things just aren't meant to be engaged with in that kind of capacity. Like, a lot of the Avengers movies make no fucking sense. How is it that Drax knows English? I'm not like the biggest Marvel movie fan, admittedly, right? Like, so they may have explained it and I missed it, but I'm pretty sure they didn't. How is it that there's an explanation in the Guardians film? What is it? It can't be a translator thing. It can't be like a thing auto translates, because in the Avengers Infinity War movie, Peter Parker, Doctor Strange, and Iron Man all meet the Guardians of the Galaxy for the first time, and they all understand each other like without any prior product or anything. Like, Doctor Strange didn't have a translator in his brain, and even if he did, they didn't know these aliens existed, so it wouldn't be able to happen. Yeah, you have to suspend your disbelief in certain areas, right? And you have to do that with most films. Now, certain films do a very good job of minimizing that. Why do the lightsabers stop where they stop at? Why don't they go extendo mode? Okay, there actually is an explanation for that in the lore. But if you think too hard about it, it ruins it, right? Like, that's not how you're supposed to engage with it. Everything can't make too much sense. Yeah, sometimes rule of cool has to overrule. You know what I mean? At some point, you say rule of cool must overrule. You can explain things away. It's like, sometimes they'll release books and stuff later on that retroactively explains things, but a lot of times that's not the point, you know. Some films you need to explain things, right? So, like, if I sat down and I watched some kind of cinematic masterpiece film, I expect shit to be explained. I don't want my suspension of disbelief to be destroyed. But with, like, the sillier the concept, the more we have to be willing to. 10 points for the Hitchhiker's reference. Space fantasy is still fantasy. Correct. Yes. Why are flying spacecraft like World War II dogfighting? Good question. How are there explosions in space? It's another good question. How's that happening? All right, guys, let's get some final comments, because it's about time for me to wrap up the stream and I guess go start working on this script for Jack X Combat Racing. I finished playing that today. I gotta get some work done on that. Of course, as you guys already know, stream on Wednesday, probably more Doom the Dark Ages. Stream on Thursday, more just, you know, chatting, gaming news, reacting, things of that nature. So you're gonna want to tune in for that. And Jack 3 video should be up this Sunday. It'll be up earlier for members. Members will get it a couple of days before. Say hi to girlfriend. I sure will. Look tired. Eat some cheese and sleep. Oh, I'm gonna be getting some sleep soon. I'll tell you that much. Wish you luck on Saturday. I'm not streaming on Saturday, but I would wish you an early luck on Saturday. Remind me on Thursday, and I wish you luck again. Daxter F's in the chat. Yeah, I gotta play that game soon too. Cheers and farewell. Glad I caught you all. Well, tune back in tomorrow night. No, not tomorrow night. Wednesday night. Wednesday night. All right, everybody. Thank you so much for tuning in. I'll play you all out with this sick new video that I just finished. Emo night. Oh, okay. I'm gonna cue you all out with this sick video I just finished animating. It's not a video. It's just my my intro outro screen. But I spent a couple hours getting it right. So enjoy, and I will see you all hopefully on Wednesday night.